Last week, we showed how SwarmUI is a game changer for getting started with local AI, covering its origins and the super intuitive simple and generate tabs. We even got Agent K to admit it was idiot-proof.
Hey, I only said it was easy to use, Stephen. But now that you've mastered the basics of clicking a few buttons, are you ready to graduate to the big leagues? Because today, we're pulling back the curtain on SwarmUI's secret weapon, its powerful integration with ComfyUI. For those of us who need to push beyond basic generations and tackle truly complex AI art and video, what kind of advanced projects can SwarmUI help us achieve, all within one powerful, streamlined environment?
Great question, Agent K. Let me showcase a few use cases. Hello everyone, welcome back to AI Printify. Some friends requested us to demonstrate more functions and features in the Generate tab. So before we jump on the Comfy Workflow tab, I'm going to walk through some scenarios without the need of ComfyUI. You may heard about iterative inpainting, precise editing, or outpainting. It sounds so technical and fancy, but they are as simple as editing image from this image to this, or adding objects to the photo, or expanding the original image border. Certainly some Photoshop experts can do a better and more precise job, but in here, we don't need to have years of PS experiences to make it happen.
Those pictures look so good and interesting. So how to do it in Generate tab? How does SwarmUI know you want to fill specific area and not just regenerate the whole thing? Do you have to draw a perfect mask?
I'm glad you asked the right question. By default, Swarm might try to regenerate the entire image, hence we need to tell Swarm what to do. Actually, Swarm has an integrated image editor. First step is to pick the image for editing. I'm going to select image from my image history, click Edit Image. If you have other image, you can drag and drop the image directly to the editor. Before I dive in, let me quickly cover a few key functions in the editor. This is the init image layer, then mask layer. When I add mask, it needs to be on this layer. Then on the left hand side, first one is option, then general pointer. It allows us to move the canvas, basically all the layers at once. Next one is move one layer only. It serves very different function than general pointer. Then select the region of the image. Then paintbrush, we will use it to draw a mask for our magic. Then eraser, remove part of the image. Last one is paint bucket, fill an area. If you used Microsoft Paintbrush before, you should be able to master this editor. So now we can do our magic. The first demo is change the lady's black color dress to ivory white wedding gown. We need to mask the dress to restrict which area allows to modify. If you skip the masking step, then the entire image will be regenerated. Adjust the paintbrush radius bigger, say from 28 to 32. Then start the artistic drawing. It doesn't really need to be very precise, as I want to give more freedom for creativity as long as I mask the original dress. The prompt is photorealistic. A full body portrait of a young beauty lady is dressing expensive ivory wedding gown. I just reuse the original negative prompt as usual. First, let's hit generate, then I can walk through the settings. I reuse some parameters from the original image such as model, seed steps, CFG scale, resolutions, and sampling. I found that it'll generate better results as it maintains the consistent of the original image. But you can try other model and settings. That's the fun part of AI. As the original image is generated by text to image, so in here we need to enable init image. I suggest to max out both init image creativity and init image reset to norm. For init image creativity, higher values make the generation more creative, lower values follow the init image closer. Sometimes it referred to as denoising strength for image to image generation. For init image reset to norm, it merges the init image towards the latent norm. This essentially lets us boost an init image creativity. Then the very important parameter is mask blur. I strongly suggest to set the maximum value as 64. Once it enabled, the mask will be blurred by this blur factor at the edge. This makes the transition for the new image smoother. You don't want to see the awkward color change from the mask. Click here, you can see that only the masking area has been changing. I feel so satisfied by observing how the magic is happening. That's nice. Even zoom in, the black color dress is perfectly replaced by the wedding gown.
That's really high quality, precise editing. Since you changed her dress to wedding gown, can you also add a veil on her head?
Sure thing. I'm going to use the newly generated image as initial image. Click Edit Image here, then use the magic brush again to mask the veil on her head. I think long veil will look more elegant. Then add the with a long veil to the prompt. smash generate. Look at the magic, the veil is Inpainting. Check this out, it looks perfect.
Awesome veil. Stephen, I want to see more. I meant more of her wedding gown. Can you expand the image to show more?
Certainly, it's just few steps to make it happen. First, click the Edit Image button. In here, it has a clear yellow dotted square. It represents the output image area. To expand the image, we need to click Move button to drag the image layer upward. Remember, it's image layer. Then pick Paintbrush. Before you start the painting, activate the mask layer for painting the empty area. It's fine to overlap the masking area a bit on the edge to give more space for creativity. I don't really need to change the prompt. Then hit generate. If you don't like it, change your parameters, masking area or whatever settings to try again until you're happy. For me, this one looks nice. Then drag and drop the image result onto the canvas. Now we have an original image and an outpainting image, but the only final result is the canvas itself. So click the options menu and click either Store Full Canvas to History or Download Full Canvas. Once I clicked Store Full Canvas to History, the final image immediately pop up in the result area.
It's perfect! The steps are so simple and useful. She is so cool. Let me change her facial expression to smiling with the dimples. Yeah! I made it! Okay, Stephen, now can you uncover the power of Comfy Workflow?
Sure, Agent K, you are a fast learner. I like her smiling face. For those really specific demanding tasks, it's not just about making it easy, but making it possible to do complex things locally without the usual headaches of fragmented AI tools. Swarm's deep compatibility with ComfyUI means you can load any custom workflow, build intricate node workflow from scratch, all within SwarmUI environment.
So we have the Easy Generate tab and the powerful Comfy Workflow tab. But what if I want to further enhance the Generate tab settings like my previous Inpainting work, and then dive deep into its settings in ComfyUI, or vice versa, build a complex workflow and then make it easy to reuse? Is there a bridge between these two worlds?
Now you're asking the smart questions? This is where SwarmUI's seamless integration truly shines. It's not just about having separate tabs, they're deeply interconnected. Go to Comfy Workflow tab. This is where you get the unrestricted, raw graph of ComfyUI. We can load our custom workflows, build complex node setups, all without leaving Swarm. Unfortunately, as the built-in backend ComfyUI doesn't come with Manager, hence in order to install custom packages and nodes, we need to manually install Manager. Agent K, would you mind to show us how to install the Manager?
Alright, Stephen, you are so lazy to get your hands dirty. Let me roll it. It's just 3 simple steps. Firstly, open a file explorer, locate the ComfyUI backend folder used by SwarmUI. Here is the path example, but if you install Pinocchio in different path, you may need to locate your ComfyUI custom nodes path, then right-click mouse to select, open in terminal, then enter git clone command. This creates a ComfyUI Manager folder in custom nodes. The last step is to restart SwarmUI. So, now the Swarm is up and running. Hey Stephen, so what next?
Thanks for your great work to install the Manager for us, Agent K. Let me walk you through how to import Generate tab process to Comfy tab. Since you are happy with your previous Inpainting work from the Generate tab, we can simply click Import from Generate tab, and Swarm will automatically pull in all the processes, prompts, seed, and settings to reconstruct the full ComfyUI workflow. This feature has been incredibly helpful for me in understanding exactly how Swarm generates images. It gives me full control on tweaking the workflow. Once imported, I can refine the workflow by modifying any node. While the default setup is solid, there's always room for improvement. For example, when Swarm imports the image, it initially appears as a batch of code rather than a human-readable preview. To fix this, I can replace the image node, just double-click on an empty space, type load, and select the load image node. Admittedly, the connections can get a bit messy, so I'll tidy them up later. But first, I want to add another node. There are 2 ways to do this: drag from an output dot and use the search function. This will automatically connect the new node. Let me double click to open the search window, type save, select save image, and manually connect the nodes by dragging from the output to the input. When you are modifying other nodes' connection, you need to make sure the formats match. OK, I connected the load image nodes links. Now, let's review the full workflow. All the settings and parameters are imported from the Generate tab. Let's do a quick review. Checkpoint as SDXL is checked, then load the image. I didn't change the mask node because I don't want to build the mask image. The exact positive and negative prompts are here. Swarm also have the VAE encode to connect the image and model. Here is the image size and batch size. Also have the mask blur and latent noise mask, latent blend mask, and the most important function, sampler. Now we can add any specific ComfyUI node to refine it, something the Generate tab doesn't expose directly. In this workflow, all the nodes are from Swarm's built-in functions, except the 2 nodes that I added, which come from Comfy. This level of transparency and control is what makes SwarmUI so powerful for fine-tuning the workflow. I ran the workflow and here is the output. Her smile is sweet.
Exactly. It's a fantastic way to deconstruct how the Generate tab works under the hood and then fine-tune it. But it gets even better. Once you've built or modified a complex workflow in the Comfy Workflow tab, SwarmUI allows you to import these custom Comfy workflows back into the Generate tab as presets. Then next time, no more spaghetti nodes connections, no more manual reconfiguration. Just load your preset and generate instantly. It's the perfect blend of power and simplicity.
Wait, Agent K, you've stolen my script. These are my lines to talk about. Use this workflow in Generate tab. I love how this feature streamlines repetitive tasks and makes sharing advanced creations effortless. The dual tab approach creates a natural learning curve. Start simple, analyze the generated metadata, build complexity, and then simplify for reuse, all without touching a single node. Let me show you how it works. First, let's load this Comfy workflow, which uses the newly released 1.2.1 self-forcing model to generate high-quality text-to-video output. Here's a quick breakdown. Model loading, positive and negative prompts, and output configuration. Here I also have the upscaling and interpolation to improve the output video quality. In this demo, I'll bypass those nodes to save time. Let's test the workflow by hit run. It takes about 200 seconds to generate the video. Now click Use this workflow in Generate tab. Swarm will automatically switches and importing all the Comfy nodes. Before I walk through those nodes, this Disable button is the function to reset the Generate tab to default settings. For the model here, just select None as the imported Comfy node will handle model loading. Imported nodes are labeled with unique IDs for easy tracking. Let's go through one by one. In my opinion, I think that it's more complex to track the workflow once it's imported. But we can see all the nodes parameters and settings, such as sampling node HailCM as the sampler and simple for scheduler, case sampler and clip loader, etc. Let's smash generate. Pro tip, I open another browser to monitor the ComfyUI log. You can go to Server tab, then Logs, select the view to ComfyUI-0, then you will see what's happening in ComfyUI. Swarm took 107 seconds to generate the video and the second attempt was even faster to 71 seconds. Alright, let's take a look at the output from the Generate tab. Not too bad, considering it only took about 100 seconds to compile an 8-second clip. Okay, if you want to save all the metadata and parameters for this video, you can simply click the More and select Copy Raw Metadata. You can save the settings in JSON format, including the underlying ComfyUI workflow that was used to create it. Besides, I can save this setting as preset here for future use. First, type in the preset name and description. Then select all the relevant nodes and parameters. Then save.
So, Stephen, for our advanced users, what's the takeaway here?
The takeaway is SwarmUI isn't just a pretty face for beginners. It's a meticulously engineered powerhouse that truly offers the best of both worlds. For advanced users, the Comfy Workflow tab provides unrestricted access to Comfy's incredible flexibility, allowing for the creation of virtually any AI generation pipeline imaginable. The seamless import and export between the Generate tab and Comfy Workflow tab is a game changer. It means you can prototype quickly, then dive deep for refinement, and finally, package your complex creations into easy-to-use presets for future use or sharing.
It's nice. So if you're ready to stop fighting your tools and start creating with unparalleled power and flexibility, SwarmUI is calling your name. My friends, we hope this has given you a clear picture of what SwarmUI can do and how it can help you achieve even more amazing results with local AI artworks creation. If you are enjoying this video, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next AI adventure.
Absolutely. Please leave a comment if you want to see more. Until next time, happy experimenting with local AI models.